All right, so in my last video, I had very positive things to say about the group, which is excellent. Again, I love this group, but at the same time, there are suggestions that I think every clan can take that can help improve and get them where they want to be. So here's what I got for Wee Kings. All right, so here's my list of suggestions that I've got for these guys. I'm gonna leave it up a little bit. It's been suggested that I've been leaving these up for too short a period, and I'm getting enough time to read it. So let me leave that up here, and I'll be sure to bounce back and forth between it and the game as I usually do. But this first one is it's going to help recruiting more than anything, but you really got to focus on your troop levels and spells. New players, a lot of times, especially if you're looking for better players or stronger players, they're going to look at what they're going to get in the clan. So you're not yet at level 5 clan. You guys are on the cusp of level 4, but you're not quite at 5, and so you're not getting that extra boost in the level of troops that people are getting. And so it's important that you work on not just the troop levels themselves. I mean, again, everybody's pretty newish 9s, and so it's important to unlock different things. Like my dragon attack, I usually use a haste, but nobody has haste. We've got a few 9s, but no one's unlocked the haste. Forget the level, I just couldn't even use it. And again, some of the levels are a little low, like the highest hogs you're getting is 4. You have a 10. I can remember which guy it was. There we go. So for this guy, it should be important. You guys should work really hard to just get these troops unlocked, because bowlers on Town Hall 8s make a big difference. Miners on Town Hall 8s make a big difference. They're very strong. I know if you read the forums, they get disparaged a lot, but realistically, they're actually pretty strong. They're pretty strong troops. And if you're using them on lower town halls, they're going to make things a lot easier on those lower guys. So one of the big things you should do here is unlock everything you can and start upgrading those troops. I know you're already doing it anyway, but a very concerted effort to work on that should be a big key. And again, not just for him, but for yourself and the other 9s. You really need to work on getting these troops to higher levels and unlocking more things, so that when people come in, they're not just looking at your war record, they're also going to look at what troops are they going to get. So if you do those things, you'll be more attractive to new players that are coming in that might be considering your clan. All right, next I'm talking about good, clear war plans. Now, you guys are winning a lot of wars. You guys are handling things really well. But I feel like the war planning itself could be a little bit better. Here we're talking about using your attacks. It doesn't really say, it's not really very clear what everybody should do with their first attacks. You guys are still getting in there and getting it done. You're probably discussing it more on your chat app, which I didn't have. But, not everybody's going to have that. And so it's good to keep it in the mail or keep it in the chat. And again, because of our time differences, maybe some of that is going on in the chat and I'm missing it. But it's good to have it all out there and clear. And the reason I say that, I mostly point to this war that you guys lost, right? And when I look at this, I think that things could have gone differently. If you know that Ready is capable of 3-starring and even 1-starring the tops 1 and 2, you should hold them back for as long as you can. If Prash is able to just hit 1 and 2, and okay, things happen with 1, but if you 3-star number 2, you could have had Ready hit 1, which he did. You could have had, and I don't want to mess the name up, so I'm not even going to try it, but our number 2 could have hit their number 1 instead and maybe gotten a 2nd star after seeing what had already happened. So we could have gotten a lot more stronger attacks on number 1 if, you guys would have just used the attacks a little bit differently. And like I said, I don't know how much is going on in that side chat where you guys are discussing these things, but if you'd already killed off number 3, and you guys were probably waiting on me to see what I could do against 5 and maybe even 4, but depending on how things go, you can just coordinate it a little bit differently. So I think as you get used to reading different war situations and seeing how things play out, you'll start learning how to coordinate those top attacks a little bit better, especially on your stronger attackers. It's important to hold your stronger attackers' second attacks a little bit to see what is the best way to use everybody's second attack up top. You guys have a great job covering the middles in war, and so I think it really comes down to is just tweaking how you guys handle the top a little bit. And again, it's not like it's a huge issue because your percentages are really high and you did really well before I even got here. So this is just one of those situations where it's close like this war was, where I think that a little more clear planning and getting that out to everybody and keeping everybody on the same page and just reading the situation a little bit better might have, you know, gotten you the win a little bit easier than what happened there. I'm sure this next one's gonna be a bullet I talk about with every clan. Got to keep on recruiting, what you guys are doing, you're working on. I seem to have trouble recruiting with my Town Hall 8, which you know, I'm not used to doing. I'm used to working with my 11 when it's in Titan, so it's a lot easier. But you know your specifics. You guys are looking for Town Hall 7s plus, which is good. You should keep working on that and having a good goal on what you're shooting for with different town halls and stuff like that is good, because that's what helps keep you focused. And I like the fact that you're not aiming for too high. I mean, once you guys get your 9s and your troop levels higher, 9s should start coming on their own. But, you know, getting 7s and 8s and growing them in the clan, I've talked about this in other videos, is good because they learn how to play the way that you guys play. And when I first got here, you know, you've picked up 7 players in the meantime. Again, varying levels, but the fact that you're growing is good. You guys just keep it up. That is the hardest part of the game, and you got to stay at it for the clan to really succeed, because players stop all the time. So you really can never stop recruiting. It's like farming. It's nonstop. You just got to keep doing it. Now, the next one's hard because it's on the tail of recruiting, and it's hard to boot players when you feel like you're finally getting some momentum bringing people in, but you got to make sure you're getting the players that you want and they're doing the type of player that you really need. If you're a war clan, you know, the war is everything. Again, I don't know Noisy Boy if he was a elder when he was here and you demoted him or what, but if he's a brand new member and he missed 2 attacks, gone. I wouldn't even mess around. It helps show other players what they're supposed to expect, that if they don't show up, there's going to be consequences. I don't know if this is one of your minis, because I mean it hit number 1, so it's probably a good CC draw. But even if it is a mini, use both of the attacks, because these players, not all your new players know who the minis are, and so if they see that lower guys are missing attacks and not getting booted, you know, they don't really think they have to show up and attack, and so it'll help keep you from having to boot other players if they see that, okay, all the attacks are expected to be done, and they see what happens when somebody doesn't actually get their attacks in. Like if this was a leader for me, if it's not something that usually happens with him, I'd have held him out 2 wars because I don't know what's going on. If it was an elder, I would have demoted him and held him out 2 wars. But like I said, a member, you got to send that member packing. That's my opinion, because it helps to reinforce with everybody else in the group what's really expected in the war clan that you are. Like I said, everybody handles it a little bit differently, but my suggestion is to be a little more firm with those things, and you have to show up for all your attacks, but you also have to set the example when people don't do stuff like that. If I ended up missing a war attack for myself, I would have sat out the next war, because I would have everybody else would have expected that to happen to them if they missed a war attack. So again, consistency is a big thing. And this last one is just keep at it. You're doing a great job. The things I'm suggesting are very minor tweaks. You guys are doing really well. Be patient, be consistent. If you get your troops up higher, you'll start getting higher level players, because again, they're looking at what are they going to get when they're doing their attacks. If they don't feel like they're getting high level troops, it's hard to get higher level players or even stronger players, because they already know what they expect. They know what they need when they're doing their war attacks and what they really want. And most of the time, people don't want lower level troops. It's just nature of the game. So I really feel that if you focus on that top one, it's really going to help out a lot. But just keep at it. You guys are doing really good. Everybody's supposed to upgrade their troops anyway. The fact that you guys are climbing up in the league helps a lot. It makes recruiting a little bit easier, because people tend to flock to the higher badges versus the gold and the silver, because there's tons of gold and silver badges out there. But when they see people recruiting from crystal on up, they pay a little more attention, because it's just how it is. People want to go where where they perceive things to be stronger. So just keep at it, keep doing your thing, and you guys are going to get where you want, which I know is a level 10 strong clan. You guys are a solid clan. Again, small tweaks, I think you'll really reach your potential a lot quicker. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For more tips on running a clan, attacks, or other information, go to clanconsultant.com.